So tonight I wanted to touch base about loneliness. Because sometimes it can creep up on you, and sometimes you can be triggered by things that you don't expect. For example, this evening I was standing in the middle of a crowded room full of creative people and watching clips on the big screen that were inspiring and hearing incredible music and hearing some wonderful people speak. And I was standing in a room full of people and I felt still so out of place and on my own. And I wasn't expecting to be triggered by that. Just like I wasn't expecting to be triggered by a flat tire I had a couple of weeks ago, where I walked out and I saw I had this flat tire and I was like, oh, well, that's annoying, but that's okay, I can deal with that. And then the kind of longer I sat trying to figure out what I was going to do about this flat tire that I didn't know how to change, I started thinking, how am I at this stage of my life and I don't have anyone that I can 100% call on to help me who will be there. So I think it's something that I will continue to talk about because, you know, we all live in this online world and we have this idea of what our life is, and we have these hundreds and hundreds of followers or friends online. But if you really kind of narrow it down, and this actually a customer said to me recently, you know, if you think about your Facebook friends and you had a situation where you needed someone to be there for you, like now, how many of those people could you call who would be there for you in that moment? Like, if you're honest, it really starts to put things in perspective. Like, how many people could you call who would be like, yep, drop everything, I'm there? I don't even know if I can name like that many. And I also wouldn't know if there are people out there that I could call who I could name, because it's hard to, unless you do something like this and you really start to put yourself out there as a person who needs support and who wants to create a community of support, you just don't know who you can count on. Because we also, in situations like that where someone actually says, I need help, I need you to help me, I am not okay and I need someone else to be there. When you're faced with a situation like that, a lot of us will back the fuck away because it's a risk. Like, you could risk being embarrassed if that person actually doesn't want your help. You could risk so many things. You could risk your safety. You could risk looking like a fool. You could risk, you know, falling in love with someone and being rejected. You could risk wanting a friendship and not having that other person want the same thing. Like, there's so many different situations where we shy away because we're afraid, or because there's too much of a high risk in that, you know, making that connection and showing that support. And I guess the challenge that I want to put out is more around making those connections and starting to look at your, you know, existence and your friends and your, you know, people who you would think are close to you. And that's not what I want to say. I guess what I want to say is it's so important that we share the good times and the good stuff, but also share what's really going on, because most days are incredible, but some days there is a person standing in the middle of that crowded room who just wishes that they could disappear, and you would have no idea because they can't ask for help, because the few times that they have asked for help, there has been no one there, or the people have shied away. And so what I'm wanting to inspire is people who will say, I'm there. I don't know you, but I'm there. And the cool thing is that the more that I put myself out there and like, I'm good, I'm actually okay. Like, I'm crying a little bit now, but I'm actually okay, because I've built up this incredible strength from the stuff that I have gone through on my own and all that time that I have spent on my own, and I am good. But this is coming from a place where I don't ever want anyone to feel as alone as I have felt in those really dark moments where you try and reach out and there isn't anyone there because of all those reasons that I've mentioned in this video. So the cool thing is, what I was saying is, the cool thing is the more that I put myself out there in, you know, the positive light, but then also the real stuff too, the more I am getting this incredible support of people who are saying me too. And that is what I'm wanting to inspire, because we are all going through our own stuff and we're all trying to figure out who we are, and we are all being confronted by things in our life that aren't what we desire, that are there that we have to deal with, or things that we're trying to shift, or triggers that are hitting us out of nowhere. And it's so important to talk about it and to lay it all out on the line. You don't have to do it in a negative way. You don't have to do it in a poor me, play the victim, which I can say because I have done. But we do have to talk about it, and we do have to be able to show that it's okay to talk about it. So anyway, I'm going to cut this off now because it's just, I feel like I'm dragging on. But keep reaching out. I love when you guys ask me questions about your own situations, because then it allows me to create more of this content and give you back something that you might resonate with. Hopefully guide you into a better place where you can grow and expand and create a life that you really want out of your dreams. Yeah, I'm gonna go sleep now. Have a good night.